Hello everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of St. Wilfred's College of Arts, Commerce, Science, Panvel. Today's topic is based on the organizational behavior in HRM Part 4, and the subtopic is organizational culture and change management. Presented by Assistant Professor Tapasa Patil, St. Wilfred's College of Arts, Commerce, Science, Panvel. See, we will be starting with what a work culture. Yes, yes, we are working into the corporate. How is the work culture? We'll see in the detail. Work culture is the concept which deals in the study of beliefs, thought processes, attitude of employees, ideologies, and principles of organization. Yes. What is the attitude of employees in the organization? What are the beliefs? What is the thought processes? And what are the principles of the organization? This is exactly the work culture, and it is the work culture which decides the way employees interact with each other and how an organization functions. Yes, now it is only the work culture of that particular organization in which employees how they interact with each other. Yes, that work culture exactly decides. If I would say about a simple example of a leadership style, yes, if the autocratic leadership style is been implemented in the work culture in the organization, of course the environment will be very strict. Yes, the work would be done time to time. Example, I can ask about a lunch break that should be on of particularly half an hour, means half an hour, not more than that. That should not exceed. No informal talks among the employees, no unnecessary interactions. Yes, only regarding work. Yes, so this is the autocratic culture, which means very strict. So the work culture exactly decides the way how the employees should interact with each other in the organization. Yes, work culture refers to the mentality of the employees, which further decides the ambience of the organization. Yes, exactly. The work culture is the which refers to the mentality of the employees further than decides the ambience of the organization. An organization is said to have a strong work culture when employees follow the organization rules and regulations and adhere to the existing guidelines. Yes. So when we can say that work culture of this particular organization is very strong, is very perfect, how we could say, when we could say exactly when each and every employee of the organization exactly follows all the rules and regulations of it, then only we can see. Next, we are moving towards ways for making work culture effective and lively. How we can make the work culture effective and lively? First, nurture workplace appreciation. Everyday gestures of appreciation in the workplace have proven to work magic in bringing teams closer. Yes. See, when we do the work, of course, we want the appreciation for that because we put our efforts, we put our potential into that. Yes, we show our skills, we show our knowledge. So, of course, we ask for the appreciation from our superior. So, that is what is the important thing, which everyday gestures of appreciation in workplace have proven to work magic in bringing teams very closer. Appreciation is very important thing. Lift employee morale. Yes, employees morale will be lifted up. They will be more, they will work with more enthusiasm, more lively. They would actively, they would work, improve overall productivity. Yes, the productivity of the organization would also be increased, would be improved. Next, host engaging team building events. Yes, having team building events where employees play together, laugh together, solve problems together goes a long way to cultivate happiness and fulfillment. Yes, we can keep some entertainment programs in the organization, the team building events like where the employees could interact with each other. See, we could say about the employee's profile to another employee, so the interaction is zero over there. Because there one person transfers the profile to the other person, so the interaction is very zero. But if we arrange some games, or something like the team building events or something else we arrange, so uh, we could say they would interact with each other. Next, greet your team. Create, greet your team. How you can greet your team? Creating a positive workplace atmosphere is crucial in terms of both workplace happiness and your team members' productivity and energy levels. Yes, how can you greet your team? Creating a very positive workplace or atmosphere. Yes, you can create a very positive workplace atmosphere in both of the workplace and happiness. That could increase the team members' productivity, energy levels, and that all starts with you setting a cheerful tone. Next, deliver praise and recognition often. How ask team members how they want to be recognized for a job well done. Yes, we could ask team members that how they would recognize for the job well done. Send out a quick email or a comments, a team huddle to get their feedback. Yes, we could do this thing. Next, we are moving towards make work fulfilling. Yes, in order to team members to feel good about the work they're producing, they need to fully understand the company's mission and purpose. Yes, if we want that work should be done with a full dedication from the employee's side, and the production productivity from the employee's side should be good. If we want these things, so our company's mission and purpose would be well understood by the employees. Yes, we should make them understand very properly so that they would help organization in achieving those goals. So it's your job to make sure they know what that looks like. Next, make work life balance a priority. The concept of work life balance has become a priority for many workplaces. Team members need to have a clear understanding that you value them as a loyal employee and as a person who has a life outside of work that is just an important. Now, team members need to have a clear understanding that you should value a loyal employee. If the employee is very loyal to the organization, so exactly you should behave with him in a very proper way. You should be you should do a clear understanding about it. Yes. Next, next we are moving with work conflicts. Now we have talk about and we have discussed about exactly often work culture, that how the work culture is exactly in the organization. Now we are talking about the work conflicts. Yes, where each and every member of the team come together just to do and work. The one word conflicts exactly occurs. Yes, there are many causes or reasons for conflict in any work setting. Yes, conflict occurs when there is a lack of acceptance and understanding of these differences. Yes, when the for example, I'll say if five members are been discussing something, one member from that have an idea, second member have an other idea, third member have his another idea. So these ideas exactly clash. Yes, and the differences among that ideas exactly create the conflicts among the groups. So differing exactly interest, conflict occurs when individuals workers fight for their personal goals, ignoring organizational goals and organizational well-being. Sometimes we could say that work conflicts could be among the team members, or conflicts can be among the organization and team members. Yes, what team members require exactly if organization doesn't fulfill that requirement. So from this side, workers would also will not help the organization to achieve the organizational goals. So this is the work conflict. They could stand in the oppose of the organization. Next, workplace conflicts. Workplace conflicts is interdependence task-based conflicts. These disagreements arise in situation when individual in an interdependent project network must coordinate their task so that everyone can successfully get their part done. Yes, for example, an accountant can't do their job without all the numbers. Yes, so disagreements is the important thing. If in the task there are the disagreements among the team members for doing any interdependent project network, so conflicts would occur. So there should be mutual understanding for the work. Leadership conflicts. Everybody has a different leadership style. Yes, we can't say that every leader of the team member behaves in the same way. Of course, the leader could behave in a very different ways, and everybody reacts differently to those leadership styles. Yes, now some people whose leader is very strict, even though he's strict, they will follow him, they will not oppose that person even he's strict. But so, on other side, if that leader is strict, using an autocratic style of the leadership, sometimes the member could not agree that style, they are not satisfied with the style. So surely they will raise an question, or they will oppose that leader, that we don't want this kind of leader and all. So some leaders are bold and charismatic, and others are more laid back, warm and inviting. Yes, leaders can be somewhere, some will be bold, very strict, very aggressive, and some would be very warm, inviting, and would be behaving in a very good manner. Next, good style, work style conflicts. Some people prefer to work in a groups, while others do their best to work alone. Yes, some people think that working in a group is very comfortable thing and all, while some people think that working alone is very best thing. Yes, some people need no extra direction to complete tasks, while others like external input and direction every step of the way. Yes, some people need extra direction to complete their task. Some people don't need any extra direction to complete their any of their tasks. Some people get more work done under pressure. Yes, some people will do their work if their boss pressurizes on them, then only they would do their work, while others like to knock their task out very early, while other people would do their work before the time limit. Yes. Next, personality based conflicts. It's helpful to remember that who perceives someone to be is not necessarily who they actually are. This uh, circles back to the theme of empathy and understanding. Yes, it's helpful to remember that who perceives someone to be is not necessarily who they actually are. Yes, somewhere, for being an active on someone, they show their personality as in a different form, because they are onto the work. But while they are with the family, they would behave in a very different way. They would be cool, calm. But when they're standing in front of the subordinates, they are somewhere strict. So personality based conflicts, you could say discrimination. This is where workplace conflicts gets more serious, and where human resources might have and get involved. If there's harassment or discrimination among and due to age, race, ethnicity, gender, or what have you, there's a serious need for a company to explicitly emphasize. Yes, discrimination is a thing done due to age or due to gender, so conflicts may occur. Creative idea conflict. Conflict when it comes to idea brainstorming is actually an excellent opportunity to make an idea even better. Employees need to recognize the ideas of others, voice their own, and then gather the best pieces together for stunning solution. Next, I could say conflict resolution steps for the workplace. Yes, how we could resolve the conflict, how the conflict resolution state. First is calm down. The first step is to calm down and accept the reality of the conflict. When the conflict situation occurs, we could go for and calm down. They could sit quite first. Next, come up with a plan to deal with the problem by talking with the other person. Yes. Next, what the plan you have in your head, in your mind, exactly, you can discuss that with the other person. Don't let the situation get passive aggressive. Tackle the conflict before it gets that far. Next, communicate via active listening. It is not only important to get together and talk, it's important to get together and listen. Yes, now it is not important that by doing get together and talk, but just get together and listen to each other's ideas and thinking. Have a sit down somewhere. Make sure both of you have a chance to say everything you need to say. Yes, somewhere sit down, both the people you would discuss something, let everyone place their ideas, let everyone speak to each other, let everyone say what their views are, what they're thinking about, so then only the things could be sorted out. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, really listen to the other person, be attentive to the words and try to think how they think and feel how they feel. Next, self reflect and resolve conflict. Self reflect on both the sides of situation. It helps to see from the other person's point of view and helps to understand what they're thinking and feeling, so you can resolve the conflict. Focus on where you agree and not so much on where you disagree. Yes, on the things you agree, focus on that instead of where you disagree. Be forgiving. We are all only human. We make mistakes and we misinterpreted situations. Yes, try to forgive the people. Yes, we are human beings. We make mistakes and we misinterrupt situations. If we all have empathy for each other, we can resolve the conflicts. Thank you.